The 90s was truly a very influential period for fighting games in general. At the start of the decade, Capcom released Street Fighter II that started the popularity of competitive fighting games. Following the success of Street Fighter II, Capcom produced other fighting games based off popular IPs at the time, such as Marvel's X-Men. With the popularity of X-Men, the animated series in the early 90s, Capcom released X-Men Children of the Atom on December 1994. This was Capcom's first fighting game using one of Marvel's biggest IP. Eventually, this leads to the creation of the Marvel vs. Capcom series, arguably one of the most popular crossovers in gaming history. With the success of Capcom's fighting games and the popularity of the genre, it was obvious for other companies to try and capitalize. During the turn of the new millennium, the first X-Men movie was released, directed by Bryan Singer. The movie became a huge hit and led to the creation of a new 2D fighting game called X-Men Mutant Academy. The first X-Men Mutant Academy game was released in 14th of July 2000 for the Sony PlayStation, developed by Paradox Development and published by Activision. Let's talk a bit about the developer studio, Paradox Development, shall we? Paradox Development was an American studio founded by Christine Sue in 1994. During the 5th generation console era, Paradox Development created games for the Sony PlayStation under Activision as its publisher. Outside of X-Men Mutant Academy, their most popular games were Wu-Tang Shaolin Style and Disney's The Lion King, Simba's Mighty Adventure. On 23rd of November 2004, Paradox Development was acquired by the company who owned Mortal Kombat at the time, Midway Games Incorporated. Paradox Development was now called Midway Studios Los Angeles. Their first task under Midway was to develop a Mortal Kombat action game that we all know and love, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. After the bankruptcy of Midway in 2010, some of the staffs of Midway Studios Los Angeles would join the team in NetherRealm Studios under Warner Brothers. As we all know, NetherRealm Studios' first game was Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011. Back to the topic of X-Men Mutant Academy. The game is a 2.5D fighting game with a very similar gameplay mechanics of Street Fighter. You have 6 action buttons, which are 3 punches and 3 kicks. You can also perform special moves and ultimate attacks. If you are familiar with Street Fighter, then you are more or less good to go. A year after the release of X-Men Mutant Academy, a sequel was released called X-Men Mutant Academy 2. This game improved on everything that the first game has built. The game has better graphics, more characters, and improved combos. It was an overall better fighting game. As I previously mentioned, the game was developed by the same team who would later work in NRS Mortal Kombat games. The overall visual and style of this game is pretty much prototype NRS fighting game. You have 18 characters to play as, in which 2 of them are secret characters. The 2 secret characters are Spider-Man and Professor X. I gotta say, Professor X has got to be one of the wackiest characters I have seen in a 2D fighting game. Him fighting around on a wheelchair is absolute comedy gold. Now that we have talked about the game's history, let's get right into the gameplay itself. This is not going to be an in-depth discussion of the game. This is just a quick showcase to all of you lovely people of fighting game you may have not heard of. So, without further ado, this is me, Profar, and let's play the game. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with X-Men Mutant Academy 2. So we are going to play arcade mode. I'm going to play 3 matches for this showcase. Now, this game has 18 characters to play as I said. I haven't unlocked the rest of the 4, so the 2 characters that you see at the very bottom there, the locked characters, are Psylocke and Juggernaut, while the 2 secret characters, as I mentioned previously, are Professor X and Spider-Man, and in order for you to play them, you need to do a certain thing on the character select screen, which I kind of forgot. So yeah, and I haven't unlocked Psylocke and Juggernaut as well. So let's go over the characters first. You got Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, Phoenix, Beast, Mystique, Toad, Sabretooth, Magneto. Now, these 10 were the original playable characters for X-Men Mutant Academy 1. This game adds 8 new characters, and 4 of them are default characters: Nightcrawler, Havoc, Forge, and Rogue. So in this gameplay, we're going to play as Wolverine because he's my favorite. And I want to talk about the controls a bit. Like I said previously, if you're familiar with Street Fighter, you're good to go with this game. So this game has 3 punches and 3 kicks. Light, medium, and heavy. Light punch is square, medium punch is triangle, heavy punch is R1. Light kick is X, medium kick is circle, and high kick is R2. Once again, if you're familiar with Street Fighter, you are good to go with X-Men Mutant Academy 2. Now this, in terms of visual, you will see that this game feels very much like an NRS game. So imagine Mortal Kombat, but with the control layouts of Street Fighter. That's more or less the simplest way I can describe X-Men Mutant Academy 2. So let's play as Wolverine. We're gonna play 3 stages. You can see, excuse me, you can see that's the button commands there for supers. S, arrow, and X. So each corresponds to different supers. Now you have 3 different super bars in this game, in which, each super bars corresponds to the respective super attacks. Like for example, you can see here, I have the S bar full.
You dare stand in my way?
Right, let's fight. Doing a combo in this game for me can be difficult because I'm not good at combos. But for you who are very good at Street Fighter and the Capcom fighting games, I'm sure you can do pretty well when it comes to combos. I want to do the super. Yeah, if you press square and X together, you'll do a grab, and then triangle and circle together, you'll do a parry. I will admit one thing though.
Second best, don't cut it. Bud.
At least for me, it's probably a skill issue. It's hard for me to pull a super in this game. But I highly still recommend people to play this game, especially if you are a Street Fighter veteran. I'm gonna do a super. Man, I can't seem to do the super. Alright, let's try in the next fight.
Not even warmed up.
This game can be really difficult sometimes, especially in higher difficulties. And the difficulty spike gets crazy as you progress to the arcade mode. Nightcrawler. Another, he's an X-Men that my friend really, really likes.
Defend yourself.
He has a cool design in this game. I do like the sword for Nightcrawler. Ah, there we go. Super. That's a very underwhelming super for his S. This is a game I played back in the day a lot because I know a lot of boys in my age a lot of boys in my age owned this game on their PS1.
Not even warmed up.
This game can use a remake, in my opinion, if NetherRealm Studios would open the idea of an X-Men game. That's just my opinion. You're dead.
Not even warmed up.
Yeah, my apologies if the game doesn't have any music. I'm not sure if it's... I don't recall this game having any music back in the day, or maybe it has music, but the ROM that I have doesn't seem to have any music in them. Alright, we're gonna fight Magneto. In X-Men Mutant Academy 1, he's the final boss. But in this game, the final boss depends on the character, I do believe.
Special delivery.
Wolverine, for example, his final boss would be Sabretooth.
Behold my might.
Alright, Magneto. One of my favorite Marvel villains ever. And he's tough to fight. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Not even warmed up.
Alright, this is the final match. Ready? Fight! Ah, there you go. That's the move I like. And you're dead.
That's the best you can do.
Alright, I think that's enough for this showcase. I've done 3 matches for Wolverine, and I hope that's representative enough for describing to you guys how good of a game X-Men Mutant Academy is. And now, back to the video. So, there you have it folks, your quick dose of X-Men Mutant Academy 2. When you compare the second game with the first game, you'll notice that there are not a lot of changes made from the previous title. It was mostly minor improvements. However, the minor improvements of X-Men Mutant Academy 2 actually made the game a lot better. X-Men Mutant Academy 2 was praised by critics and gamers for its gameplay, graphics, and characters. It was even considered as the number 43 out of 50 best fighting games of all time by Complex in 2011. The game is an absolute hidden gem in the Sony PlayStation's library. So that's it for this video. What are your thoughts on X-Men Mutant Academy 2? Let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, this is me, Profar. If you like what you see here, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give me a thumbs down. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Profar Mokori Hunter X Discord server. I'll see you guys in the next video.